Hey guys, so today I'm going to bring you a book giving guide. Books are one of my favorite things to give to people, especially my favorite books I've loved through the years, and just like share the love with all of my friends and hopefully get them as obsessed with these books as I am, because then I have someone to talk to and them, not like alone or on the internet. And special, if you stay to the end of the video, I have a special little thing just to spread all of the love for the holidays, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this. So one series that I would give to everyone that I could, but specifically for people who are, maybe they're a little burnt out on the whole vampires and werewolves things, but they still love paranormal and they still do love those sexy werewolves. I would give the Soulless series by Gail Carriger. It is a steampunk alternate Victorian type situation where there are werewolves and vampires roaming around, just integrated with society, and it follows this woman, Alexia, who is soulless, which means that she doesn't have a soul. She's called a preternatural, and it means that when she touches supernatural creatures, they lose their supernatural powers, and it follows her, and she falls in love with a werewolf, and the series covers their lives, and it's so witty, and it's just like it's a series that you just want to like snuggle into bed with and fall in love with all of the characters. The next book that I would recommend is something I read very recently. It is very John Green-esque, so if you have a friend who is a huge fan of John Green and has read them all, but wants something similar, I recommend The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. It follows Ezra, and at the very beginning of the story, he gets into an accident and loses the ability of most of his leg, and he was the jock type character, varsity tennis, and he just has to like find himself, and throughout the novel he meets this group of characters that are just, I loved all of the characters, and it reminded me a lot of Paper Towns without being a copy of Paper Towns. It's a lot to do with like imagining people complexly, and it was just such an enjoyable read, and there's a lot of like very geeky references that I absolutely loved. Along the same lines of like geekdom and fandom and nerddom and whatever you enjoy, is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. It is about a girl who is starting college, and she doesn't really know how to fit herself in. She has a lot of stuff going on in her life, but she loves this story called Silent Snow, which is very similar to Harry Potter. And she writes fan fiction, and this is one of those stories that, again, you want to snuggle with, and it's very lighthearted, but there's a lot of intense issues going on. So if you have a friend who's like a huge fangirl, I would definitely recommend, unless you're like completely adverse to contemporary novels, because this is like a love story for the most part. But I absolutely love this book. Now, going into people who like Harry Potter and like magical worlds, aren't into contemporary, really want something that brings the same magic that Harry Potter did, I recommend Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Just like the ambiance of this book it's magical. I can't explain how she does it, but you just feel like you're in a magical world, and it's a beautiful novel. It's a beautiful story. It's a little dark, but overall it is just a breathtakingly beautiful novel that any magic lover will enjoy. And the last book I have to recommend for people specifically is for people who love graphic novels. They're not huge readers, they prefer to visualize and see the characters on the page. I recommend Vicious by Victoria Schwab. It is not a graphic novel, but the way she writes is very visual, and I feel like anyone who maybe they're not a huge reader, but they want to get into reading or something like that, they will love this book. It follows Eli and Victor, and they are med students doing their senior theses, and they find out about these things called extraordinaries, and they want to try to become extraordinaries, and everything goes wrong. And then they kind of become arch nemesis. So it plays with some of the graphic novel superhero type archetypes without falling into them, and I adore this book. I actually have a full review. I will link any reviews that I've done in the doobly-doo. And yeah, so Vicious, pretty much for anyone who likes superheroes or just likes really interesting characters, highly recommend. Now, if you have a friend, you know that they love books. They love just being in a bookstore just makes their day, like me. I admit, but you don't really know a book that they don't have, or you don't know what specific series they like or specific genres. I have a few books to recommend just for book lovers in general. The first one is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. It's just a lovely story, and it goes into a lot of like the digital versus print books and how that they can coexist. And it's just a little story that I love. Plus the hardcover and the paperback. The covers glow in the dark. So I love little things like that, and I think anyone who loves books will also appreciate that. The next one is Paper, an Elegy by Ian Sampson, and this just goes into why paper is so important in our society and how it's impacted our society. And so any book lover who is a huge print fan would likely find this very interesting, unless of course they are bored to death of social sciences, but I enjoy them, and I think that they're likely to really enjoy that. Now, the last book is something that is good for all ages. Anyone from 5 to 95, if they love books, then they are likely to love the Fantastic Flying Books of Morris Blesmore. I just adore this book. It's definitely something that anyone could love. It's very short, but it has a very important messages about the importance of books and living your life and creating your own story, and I just love it. I love it so much. I hope this helped you guys. If you have some last minute people that you need to get presents for, I love all of these books and highly recommend all of them. And now we will get to the part you're probably waiting for, which is the giveaway. For the holidays, I decided that I'm going to give away one book to one of you. It is open internationally, but you have to be 18 or older. I have permission from a parent because I will be sending you things, and that's weird if random stranger parents find a package, and yeah, I just want to avoid that. So just 18 or older or permission. So in the doobly-doo, probably on the top, is going to be a link to a raffle copter thingy, and you just fill that out. You get so many points for being a subscriber to my YouTube channel or leaving a comment, and you can also get some bonus points by following me on Tumblr and Twitter. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I will be announcing the giveaway winner on Christmas Day, hopefully, or the day after Christmas, depending on how schedules work. But the giveaway itself ends on New Year's Eve, so the 24th. So I hope you guys are excited for this giveaway. I'm really excited for this giveaway, and yeah, so I will be seeing you guys really, really soon. Bye!